welcome to Bullion Bulletin. Mr. Nicholas Frappell, he is General Manager at ABC Bullion, is with me. ABC Bullion is the LBMA accredited gold refinery based in Australia, and it is also accredited by Shanghai Gold Exchange.
Yes.
And it is my pleasure to meet Mr. Frappell for the first time. Welcome, sir. Welcome to Bullion Bulletin, and thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
It is actually extremely busy schedule, I can understand. So my first question, you are now in Singapore, coming from Australia. So what are you exactly looking at in the ASEAN market? And according to your estimate, what is the potential of this entire region?
Well, what we're looking for in the ASEAN market is we have a number of very close relationships here with a number of gold merchants and a couple of gold banks. And we push a lot of our gold out of Australia, which is coming from Australian producers, and we push that gold to Singapore and Hong Kong. And in the Singapore, obviously, it's a massive gold hub, and that gold will then flow out to their customers. And we understand that gold is going to India and also to Thailand and Malaysia and so on. So really for us, Singapore is obviously a fantastic gold hub. It's got the kind of infrastructure and a couple of very, very large physical dealers here, and we're able to provide them with gold, and then it's going on to other banks, other gold merchants, and being distributed really through the region. In terms of the potential for the market, look, I think the potential here is extremely high. If you look at the ASEAN region, looking at what Alistair Hewitt from the World Gold Council said earlier, as wealth rises, we should expect to see more people buy gold. And I think that if you look at Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos, Thailand, Burma, these are all countries that are doing really well, and will do really well, I think, for a considerable time. So we expect the gold markets there to expand. And I think in Malaysia, the gold market there, we've got customers there who are trying to professionalize the market through their banking relationships. So I think that will become a larger retail market for gold as well.
So while you are talking about this entire region, this is exclusively a physical market.
Well, for us, it's exclusively a physical market. Yes, I mean, but for the banks, obviously they've got financial products and hedging and so on. But for us, we really see it as a kilobar market and a 100-gram market.
So, are you happy with the kind of infrastructure that is needed to run a physical market? Are you satisfied with the infrastructure at present in this region?
I'm certainly satisfied with it in terms of Singapore, because it's got the vault space, it's got the logistics companies, it's got the various different kinds of gold merchants and gold dealers that we need to support gold exports from Australia. So I'd say for Singapore, I'm completely happy. I think for neighbouring countries in ASEAN, the infrastructure might not be as strong, but that probably underlines the reason why Singapore is such a major hub.
So it means that it is not a very big matter of concern, because Singapore anyway can deliver all the support to this entire region.
Yes, yeah.
So being a financial hub and the kind of economy it has and the infrastructure it can support the entire region.
That's quite correct. Yes.
So as a refinery, refiner, when you are sending gold to Singapore, certainly you are looking to redistribute the same from Singapore to the rest of the region.
Yes.
So any specific country you are looking at, which is the tomorrow's the best option, best opportunity?
Well, that kind of thing can change over time. So the very broad view that we have at ABC is that we see, obviously, the source of the gold for us is the Australian producer sector, largely. And then we just see that the ASEAN and, well, really the whole space from India in the west to Tokyo and to Japan in the east, we really see that as our natural sort of selling area. So we don't necessarily sort of favor any one country, but to really answer that question, I guess you've got to look at the distributors, the people that we channel our gold through, and who their customers are, because in the end they're responding to demands, whether it's from India or Thailand or Vietnam. They're responding to that demand, and we just fulfill the gold requirements they need.
So my last question, are you thinking of or in the process of introducing any digital gold product for the very small retail customers? Any such thing you have in your mind?
Well, that's everyone's very interested in digital gold at the moment. I think the answer is probably no, because partly because there are so many people in that space already, and maybe only a few can emerge as winners. That's one thing, and the other thing as well. I know a few people in the digital gold space who are creating these kinds of products and working on these products, and that's a whole area of specialization and a whole knowledge base that's quite separate from the acquisition, refining and distribution of gold. So I think it's not something that is our natural kind of métier, but certainly I think those two reasons alone mean that it's not high on the agenda, put it that way.
So how are you enjoying the conference?
The conference, actually, it's fantastic. I know this is only the SBMA's second conference, but they organize it extremely well. They always choose a good venue, and I think we've got we've already had some interesting speakers today. And look, I think it's such a relevant conference because of the location and the sort of people who attend. So yeah, for me, I'm a big fan, already.
So when you are coming to India, when ABC Bullion is coming to India?
Well,
very personal question.
Well, do you know what? Maybe we should come over soon, because we have clients. We know that they're selling gold into India, so perhaps we should go over and speak to some of the end users. And we're not going to, those clients of ours that channel gold into India. Maybe we can support them by turning up and perhaps co-marketing with them and saying, look, we're the people behind the brand and behind the gold bars.
Right.
So yeah, but I've been to India a few times, and I would go back and visit at the drop of a hat. So anytime soon, hopefully.
Thank you, sir.